Hello and welcome to this session. Today, I will make partners. Partners? What kind of partners? Partners of the coterie. Yesterday, I introduced to my learned participants as to what is coterie talk. I introduced them to the concept of coterie talk. And coterie talk, as we all understand now, is a kind of a group talk. It's a conversation happening in English within a group. The group members or the coterie members talk to each other, talk to one another in English. And it's a, excuse me for that, it's a very powerful technique. When you are constantly talking in English with your friends, with your partners, you tend to improve. From within, there's a force that's going to operate and make you speak, make you articulate your ideas better, make you speak better, make you become a more confident speaker, and make you a better listener as well. So, coterie talk is a great technique, and I'm so happy that today I will be making the coteries with our learned participants. Before I make the coteries, I would like to say hello to them, not to each one of them because there are too many, but to some at least, just to gauge the mood as to how they feel, how they are managing the English training program within the busy schedules each one of them have to run through. So let's see, right? So let's get back. Let's talk to our learned participants. I'll just talk to a few of them just to gauge the mood. Right. Okay. Let's start with Isha. Isha, hello. Good
Hello,
evening.
hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
How are you?
Sir, I am fine. And
Okay.
you?
I'm absolutely fine. How are you finding the program?
Sir, I this is very beneficial for us
Okay.
because we get confidence after sometimes
Okay.
and learn many things like Miss Mary. We will able to talk like that after 6 months. We are expecting.
Right. So now tell me, I know that you are already doing a very demanding service, demanding job, and you have to work very hard. And on the top of that, you also have to manage a household. So, how are you managing to accommodate this training program in your schedule? Is it very hard?
No, sir, it is not hard because we enjoy this program.
Okay, so that means when you enjoy
Yes,
something, it's
sir.
easy to accommodate that, right?
Yes,
Great to know.
sir.
Great to know that. Okay, thank you so much, Isha. Okay, moving on. Shivam, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes,
How are
Shivam,
you?
I am fine. How are you?
Doing very good, sir.
All right. So, Shivam, even your posting is a difficult one. I have been given to understand because even yesterday you were late,
Yes,
right?
sir.
I could we could see that all of us could see that you were traveling by your car, possibly back home,
Yes,
and you have
yes,
spent a
sir.
lot of time in the office, right? So, how are you accommodating this English training program in your schedule?
I think, sir, there's a time fix that is 8:30. I have to just be there, and if I'm not at home, I'll just try to just put the phone on and the Zoom meeting and the session is going on. I'll just listen to other things, whatever I can. So I just do
Right.
it like that.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Shivam. Thank you so much. Right. Lekha, the great, the wonderful, the lovely Lekha. Lekha, you are also doing a very demanding job. I know that you are having to work very hard in the office. So, how are you managing to accommodate this program?
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So for me, it's very easy to manage as I I return office at 6:30. Then I got dressed till 7 p.m. Then I made my क्या बोलते हैं उसको खाना?
You cook your food, you prepare your
हाँ,
food, right? Okay, yes.
yes, sir.
Hmm.
Then I eat it before 8 p.m. Then I talk to my family till 8:30, and then I'm free. But sometimes I feel sleepy because I have the habit of sleeping early, like 9:30. So sometimes I sleep.
I can very well understand. Thank you, Lekha.
Mm.
Thank you
Thank you, sir.
for being a part of this program. Okay,
Yes, sir.
moving on. Thank you so much. Okay, right. Nitesh, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, Nitesh. How do
Yes,
you
sir.
All right. Nice to have you here. How do you
Thank you.
accommodate? How do you accommodate this program in your schedule?
It's kind of really tough because sometimes I had to work in office for about 7:30, and then I come back home at around 8:15. Then I have to hurry up to join the class. And some days I'm able to leave office at 6:30, and in those days I come at around 7:30 and I prepare my food, and then I just join the class
All
in
right.
that way.
Okay. Great to see
So,
your commitment. Great to see your commitment. Thank you, Nitesh, for a part of this program. All right. Moving on. Kirti, I know a lot about you and your posting. You have a very difficult posting, right? You work very hard. I know that. And you also have to run the household. So, how do you manage to accommodate this English training program? How difficult is it to accommodate this program in your schedule? Kirti, unmute yourself, Kirti, please.
Yes. Actually, training, sorry, this meeting time is quite a good time so that we can be available by 8:30. And generally, I prepare food in the morning, and I don't have to prepare for my dinner in the evening. So I feel relaxed, and it's so exciting, and it is building up my confidence in speaking English.
All right. Wonderful. That's wonderful. Great. Great. Okay. Moving on. One more participant. Okay. Let's have a word with Sachin. Sachin, how do you manage to accommodate this training program in your schedule? Isn't it very difficult? Because I know that you are quite a hard worker and the demands on you in the office are pretty high. So, how do you manage?
A very good afternoon to you, sir. And
Good
first of all,
evening.
I would like to tell you that unfortunately I have missed a few classes here because of, as you said, my office work. And I would like to tell you that yesterday I reached home at 10:30 because of it, and there has been some pending work because of which I was facing some issues. But I would like to tell you that if you like something, you can always find time for it. And I too feel like that whenever I find time, uh, I shadow, and sometimes I practice the things that you teach, like spontaneous speech in class. And I feel like it is somewhat helping me because I am gaining confidence in speaking English. And if I go through them again and again, I feel like I will catch up to it real soon.
Right. Okay. So, thank you so much, Sachin. And I'm thankful to all of you for giving me your time. And I'm sure that you are doing yourselves a huge service by participating in this course, because when you see the combined effect of spontaneous speech, shadowing, and coterie talk actually making your speech better, the three of them working on your speech and making it better, having a huge positive impact on your overall personality. Not just that, add to that all the essential grammar that we are going to do and all the fun exercises that we are going to do. So, all these things put together will give you a comprehensive idea as to how you should deal with your English communication requirements. What you have to do, how do you have to talk to people, how much you should talk, how much you should listen, when you listen, what you should be doing, when you speak, what exactly you should be speaking. And you will also understand that communication is a perfect blend of listening and speaking. Unless you realize that, you will not be able to make good speeches. With that said, there are fun elements, there are other motivational stuff that will also come your way. For example, I'll encourage each one of you to expand your reading habit, to expand your movie watching habit. Movie watching would not mean watching Bollywood stuff. I would ask you to watch classic movies, the great movies. I'll give you a list of movies to watch. Not just that, I'll also be recommending a list of documentary films. Watch those documentary films, watch those movies. There'll be hundreds of movies, right? You'll need several years to complete watching all the movies, right? And I'll also give you an exhaustive list of books that you should be reading. And I'll expect that each one of you will expand your reading habit. Okay? Please expand your reading habit. You become what you read. People say you become what you eat. I'm telling you, you become what you read. Okay? So if you read good stuff, if you read classical writers, if you read the right kind of books, you will be in the truest sense on your path to greatness. With that said, let's move on and make the coteries. Now, there are, right now I can see 19 participants. So I'll not go beyond 19 participants. So I'll have to make coteries with these 19 participants. So 4 in one group. 4 in one group. Please understand this, that you got to respect the time of your coterie members. Do not let them down. Sometimes you may let your teacher down, but do not let your coterie members down. Okay? Do not ever say that this is not the time which is convenient for me to have a talk. You will have a 30-minute talk every day on conference. When you are talking, be utterly respectful to each other. Do not ask personal questions. How old are you? How much do you earn? Are you married? Yeah, unless, of course, you're interested in marrying one of your coterie members, don't ask that question. Okay, it sounds stupid. And how are you concerned whether he or she is married? Come on, for goodness sake. Don't ask anybody if he or she is married. These are stupid questions. In the Occidental cultures, in many of the Occidental cultures, they do not accept such personal questions. They'll look at you and they'll give you very weird looks, in fact, if you ask such questions. Don't be interested in others' personal spaces. You have to get professionally attached to your coterie members. This is a professional attachment with a personal touch. You, of course, can, just 1 minute. So, no personal questions whatsoever. No questions about marriage. No questions about age. No questions about how much a person earns. No question about family members. You are not interested in how many brothers and sisters somebody has, or what does one's father do. One's chachas, taus, mausis, none of does. Not interested. You're not interested in all that stupid stuff. Be professional. Be extremely courteous. Be extremely courteous to your coterie members. Treat them with the highest standards of respect. Right? Be it a girl, be it a boy. Highest standards of respect. Do not say anything loose. If you do loose talk, it is actually going to cast a bad impression of yours. The coterie members of yours might be sweet enough to still accommodate you, but they will not look up at you with respect. Earn your respect, please. Right? Every day, I will give you a topic for the coterie talk as well. Now, that topic can just be a topic of initiation. Does not mean that you cannot digress from that topic. You can digress or you can stay on the same topic. But let your conversations hover over that topic as far as possible. Digress, that's fine. But do not digress too much. If I give you a topic such as, say, environmental conservation, don't worry, I'll not give you such grab topics. Environmental conservation, ozone hole. I'll not give you such stupid topics, okay? I'll give you good topics, sweet, interesting topics. But you can digress. Just the way you are allowed to digress in spontaneous speech and then come back, even in coterie talk, you can digress and then come back. In the course of discussions over that topic, again, do not be disrespectful to anyone. I'm saying this and I'll say this till the last day. And if I get reports of someone acting in a disrespectful way to the other coterie members, I'll feel very disappointed. I'll really feel very disappointed. Don't do that. Don't do that. But all of you are wonderful people. Still, it is my duty to tell you, I say this in every batch, so I'm saying this to you as well. And now, the coteries, right? So the first coterie I'm going to make right now, you have no choices. I'm not asking you to make your own coteries. Why? Because you have no choices. Write down the coterie names, please, right? Write down the coterie names. Each one of you, come on the camera if possible. Abhik, come on the camera. Sushmita, if possible, come on the camera. I know you're busy. Come on the camera if possible. Kamlesh, if possible, come on the camera. If possible, come on the camera. Shivam, the young man with $1 billion face, come on the camera if possible. Someday I hope to see your face, Shivam. Right? Okay. Please come on the camera. Abhik, come on the camera, please. Pranjal, if you can, come on the camera. Right. Note down the names, please. First coterie, Shivam Shaw, Kirti, Pallavi, Sachin, and Hitesh. Repeating, first coterie. No, Hitesh, of course, Hitesh cannot be because I'm making coteries of 4. Hitesh will be in a separate group. I'm saying it again. Shivam, Kirti, Pallavi, and Sachin. First coterie. Will you remember that? Write down. Exchange your telephone numbers. The telephone numbers are all available on the WhatsApp group. Exchange the numbers when possible. Second group I'm mentioning. And yes, in the coterie, address each other by their names. Address one another by the first name. That is the Oriental way of addressing others. Even if somebody is 100 years old, address that person by name. That is the highest form of respect you can give a person, right? So Shivam will call Kirti, not Miss Kirti, right? Likewise, Sachin will not address Shivam as Mr. Shaw. You will call him Shivam. First names are to be used. Likewise, Pallavi will be called Pallavi by Sachin and not as Miss Singh. Please keep all these factors in mind. I'll explain more about all this later. So the first group is made. Second group, Meenu, Lekha, Nitesh, and Hitesh. Repeating, Meenu, Lekha, Nitesh, and Hitesh. The two names rhyme. So That is not the reason why they have been put in the same group. Now, do not ditch the team members. Do not ditch me and do not ditch the team members. You have to continue for the next 6 months now, since you are in the coterie. Next group. Next group. Sushmita, Sneha, Sanjay, and Abhik. Repeating. Sushmita, Sneha, Sanjay, and Abhik. 4 members. Exchange telephone numbers and begin to talk. Right? Next group. Next group. Seema, Pranjal, Manisha, and Sanjay. Are you in a group already? Sanjay, have you been placed in a group already?
Yes, sir.
You have been placed in a group already. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, fine. So, repeating again, I haven't written down. So I'm repeating the names again. Which are the 3 people I named, please? Tell them.
Seema, Pranjal, Manisha.
Seema,
Pranjal.
Pranjal, Manisha. And I need ideally a boy. Shivam, can you just speak? Shivam Tomar, can you speak? Say hello. Shivam, say hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now I have caught you unaware now. Now I'm not going to spare you. Why don't you show your face? Shivam, why don't you show your face to us?
Sir, I am in traffic.
Oh, you are in traffic. Okay, no problem. So you know your coterie members. You have Seema, you have Manisha, and of course, you have...
Okay, sir.
Yes. Which other person?
Pranjal.
Pranjal, and you have Shivam. Please make the lists and send them to me. Place the lists on the WhatsApp group as well. Now, who are the people left who have still not been placed in groups? Kamlesh Kumawat and Isha.
Yes, sir.
Kamlesh Kumawat and Isha, right? Only 2 people. Anybody else? Other than Kamlesh Kumawat and Isha, anybody else?
So I am also not put in any group. Preeti
Okay,
Jaglan.
Preeti Jaglan. Preeti, Isha, and Kamlesh Kumawat. Kamlesh Kumawat, can you say hello to me? Kamlesh, hello. Can you say hello to me, please? Kamlesh, can you say hello?
Sir, Padmini this side.
Yes, tell me, Padmini.
Sir, Shivam is already in the first group.
No, Shivam Shaw is in the first. Shivam Shaw is in the first group. Shivam, there are 2 Shivams here, right? And I dare say, there's a short film in which I am playing a character by the name of Shivam. Okay, so that's a different thing altogether. Anyway, so Isha and Preeti are left. Since Kamlesh is not responding, I cannot put him in a group, right? I need people who respond. So, Isha, Sushmita, give me your group member names.
My group member names.
Yes.
Sushmita, Sneha, Sanjay, and Abhik.
Sushmita, Sanjay, Sneha, and Abhik.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Preeti, you become a part of this group. Add Preeti's name.
Okay,
Add Preeti's name right away. Okay. Right. Meenu, give me... Okay, just 1 second. Not Meenu. Okay, Nitesh, give me your group members' names.
Is Meenu, Lekha, Nitesh, Hitesh.
All right, not this group. Preeti, you have gone to Sushmita's group. Remember that. Okay, Preeti, you are in...
Yes, sir.
Okay. Isha has to be placed in a group. Just 1 second. Let me see which group. In the first group, we had Shivam. Shivam, give me your Shivam Shaw. That is, give me your
Yes, sir.
group. Give me the names of your group members.
Yes, Shivam Shaw, Kirti, Pallavi, Sachin.
Okay, not this group again. Give me the third group's group member names. Shivam, you read out the third group's group member names. Yes.
Yes, third is Sushmita, Sneha,
No.
Sanjay.
Fourth.
Yes, sir. Fourth is Seema, Pranjal, Manisha, Shivam Tomar.
Okay. Include Isha in the last group. Isha in the last group, please.
Okay, sir.
And that is all. I will not work on the coteries anymore. Sushmita or Shivam, one of the two. Please
Yes, sir.
place the names, type the names after the class and put them on the WhatsApp group. I'm done with the coterie making. I will not take any other students in this training program unless, of course, there is some reason for which he or she has not been able to attend, and her reasons merit a discount, merit some kind of a merit consideration. But otherwise, now the coteries have been made, and I will be working through the coteries and working with the other linguistic exercises and all the other stuff, right? So now only these 19. And I expect all you 19 to be regular. Please be regular. Repeat, please be regular. Do not fail me. And most importantly, do not fail yourselves. Do not fail yourselves. Exchange the numbers. For every coterie, there can be a separate WhatsApp group. Make me and one of my team members, which could be either Sunita, okay, or Padmini, a part of that group as well, so that, or Rajesh, anyone will do. Either Rajesh Meena or Padmini or Sunita or me. Anyone will do. In fact, keep my name in every group so that I'm able to oversee what you are doing. Now keep this in mind that you will have to work hard. Coterie talk is not easy because you will have to find half an hour's time. Keep your mind open. Keep your mind open, not just to the need of the English speaking, the spoken English needs. Keep your mind open to others' requirements as well. Others' requirements as well. Shivam, for example, might not be free at 8 or might not be available early in the morning. Kirti might not be available at 7:30 p.m. She might not be available at 9:30. Sachin might not be available in the afternoon. So no matter what, okay, I have a message. Mukat has been left behind. Mukat, can you show yourself up? Mukat, can you show yourself up?
Yes, sir.
Mukat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir.
Say hello, please.
Hello, sir.
All right. Include Mukut, sir, in the first group. Shivam, what is your group?
Okay, sir.
What is your group?
Shivam, Kirti, Pallavi, Sachin.
No.
Mukat.
No.
Okay.
Second group. Give me the second group.
Meenu, Lekha, Nitesh, Hitesh.
Add Mukat in the second group. Add Mukat in the second group. I'm doing all this with a lot of thoughts in my mind. These are not random calls, remember. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, the thing is, because why have I done it? Because I've interacted with many of you live, and I know which of you are very good friends. Now, if I am to make teams with friends, then obviously you'll have difficulties, right? So I made sure that I make some assorted group. Okay? Right.
Yes, sir.
That is how I've gone about. That is the reason why I decided not to keep Mukut in Shivam Shaw's, in Sachin's or Shivam Shaw's team. All right. Sanjay Kumar, in which group is Sanjay Kumar? Third or second?
Third.
Third is fine. In which group is Nitesh? Second group, I believe. Second, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So that should do. Now, all of you will not get the time of interacting at the same time because not all of you may be available. Ideally,
Yes.
all group members should be available for the talk. And one good time to talk is immediately after the class. Now, you might say, what do you want, Biswajit? That we should sacrifice our sleep, our food, and we should only concentrate on this English training program? No. All I want you to do is to be logical. After the class gets over, it is and yes, make sure that you take your dinner before 8:30, all of you. Eat your dinner before 8:30 so that you don't have to hide behind that black curtain to eat your dinner while the class is running. Okay. And when you eat your dinner, you also lose your concentration. So immediately after the class, if you can settle on some other time, I have no problems with it. If all the team members decide that, well, we will talk at 6 a.m. in the morning for half an hour, I'm fine with it. But if that's not possible, immediately after the class, you have to talk for half an hour, conference call. Now, another very important thing. Shadowing has to be done every day, just the way spontaneous has to be done every day. Coterie talk also has to be done every day. 7 into 24 into 180 for 6 months. Thereafter, you become friends, you can continue talking. And if you have your friends within in the coterie, and you have these sickening ideas as to how can I transition from Hindi to English. Till yesterday, I have been talking to this girl or talking to this boy in Hindi. How can I suddenly start speaking in English? My goodness, it's going to be so embarrassing. Please understand that every transition is full of challenges. It is not easy to be suddenly switching over the language, but you have to do it in your own interest. Every day, everyone will certify in the WhatsApp group 3 things. Spontaneous speech. You can do spontaneous speech. You may not send it to me. That's your sweet will. I'm not forcing you to send the spontaneous speech to me. But if you send it to me, it'll be good for you because you'll get a feedback. You might have realized by now that I listen to every spontaneous speech with a lot of concentration, right? And I just don't respond in a casual manner. I respond on the specifics of the speech. But shadowing, you can't send your shadowing files to me. Obviously, you won't be recording them as well because they are for your practice. You also understand this, that shadowing on the same file can be done for as many times as you like. You can do it 1,000 times, doesn't make a difference. It's not necessary that you shadow on different files. You can shadow on the same file as many times as you want. It doesn't make a difference. Okay? With that said, please appreciate that you have to write on the WhatsApp group every day, each one of you. You don't have to send me the files, but each one of you must give me a self-certification. I have done shadowing today. Each one of you. Sushmita will write, Isha will write, Seema will write, Kirti will write, Sneha will write, Shivam will write, Mukat will write, Kamlesh will write, Shivam will write, Sachin will write. Everybody will write. I have done shadowing today, which gives me some amount of assurance that you are doing shadowing every day. If you don't want to send your spontaneous speech to me, at least write, I have done spontaneous today, so that I am reassured that you are practicing at your end. If you do not practice, this program is going to do nothing for you. This program will not do anything for you, right? Only if you practice, you will become better. Now the coteries have been made. When will the first coterie talk happen? The first coterie talk will happen today, right? Immediately after this class gets over. Now I'll write down what I was explaining in the beginning about the coterie talk. If any of you feels uncomfortable with the coterie members, I'm sure it'll not be that way. You can always have a talk with me and I'll try to set things right. Here we go. Yesterday, we were looking at some of the tips of how to become a disciplined speaker. Now, we'll continue with this later. Right now, let me write down the rules for coterie talk. Number 1, if you are not doing one of these, I'm sorry, you are not fit for civil society. I've said this before. Show equal respect to both genders. You might have seen that I have made groups in a manner so as to ensure that both girls are there, both girls and boys are there in a group. There is no all boy group or all girls group, right? It's all the groups are boys and girls group. Show equal respect to both the genders. Very important. I've already said this, right? Be utterly respectful. While making your statements, have the patience to listen. No personal question. Examples. Are you married? How many kids do you have? I heard your hubby has gone insane. Is that true? Right. Or did you just have a breakup? My goodness sake, some people can go to this extent also. Or what did your father do? You shouldn't be interested in all this rubbish. Okay? How much do you earn? What is your sweet age? Right? No such stupid questions. Next rule. Address each other by the first name. No G, Sir, Madam, Mr., Miss, etc. Okay? Then you are allowed to digress from the topic, but try to come back to it as soon as you can. Next. Allow others to speak. Do not dominate. Sorry. Do not try to dominate a conversation. Speak with clarity. As far as possible, each speaker should get equal time. If you have already spoken, kindly allow the others to finish their talks. In case of urgency, beg the leave of others. To discontinue the talk. Do not leave without asking others. In case you wish to record the coterie talk, do so only if everyone agrees. Even if one member has a problem to recording his or her voice, do not record the conversations. Quickly reading them out for you again. Show equal respect to both the genders. Be utterly respectful while making your statements. Have the patience to listen. No personal question. Are you married? How many kids do you have? I heard your hubby has gone insane. Is that true? Did you just have a breakup? What did your father do? How much do you earn? Where does your mother work? Where is your sister's college? Not interested. What is your age? No such questions. Address each other by the first name. Do not use G or Sir or Madam or Mr. or Miss or Doctor or Professor. No. First name. First name alone. You are allowed to digress from the topic, but try to come back to it as soon as you can. Allow others to speak. Do not try to dominate a conversation. Do not try to dominate the conversation. Speak with clarity. As far as possible, each speaker should get equal time. After you have spoken, please allow others to finish. You have done your bit of talking. You should have the patience to listen to others. And remember, this is a golden opportunity of listening to others and learning from them. Respect one another. You never know what Mukut is going to tell you. You never know what Shivam is going to tell you. You never know what Seema is going to tell you. You never know what Isha is going to tell you. The person who's going to talk might give you very useful information. After all, when you listen, you only stand to gain. When you listen, you stand to gain. You learn so much by listening to others. You will learn a lot more listening to others as compared to reading books. A while back, I said you become what you read. I'm also telling you this. You also become what you listen. So please listen good things, and I'm sure all the respectable members of the coteries will say good things to one another. All right. And then, in case you have some emergency and you want to leave the talk in between, do not disconnect without the permission of your coterie members. Ask them respectfully. Sushmita, Mukut, right, Sanjay, can I leave the conversation? There's something that has come up my sleeves and I really have to attend to that work. If I don't do it, it'll be a problem. I'm sorry. I'm not able to continue in this coterie talk. I'll join you tomorrow. Do I have your permission, Sushmita? Do I have your permission, Sanjay? If they say yes, only then you leave. Not without getting their permission. Okay? Decide when will you do the coterie talk. If no time can be settled, then it'll be good to have the talk after the class gets over. And on holidays, when the class is not happening, you can have it at the same time. With that said, I am ending today's session. Remember, I'm ending the session, but with a very clear instruction. The instruction is, immediately after I finish this session, make a mini WhatsApp group with the members of your coterie. Include me, Sunita, Rajesh, or Padmini in that group. Ideally me. If you're adding me, you don't need anybody else. Add me, right? And very importantly, strike a discussion of half an hour today itself. Today, 1st of July, is going to be your first coterie talk. Remember, I'll see you next on Friday, the next Friday, not before that. During the intervening days, you will get your topics for spontaneous speech. For shadowing, I cannot promise. Maybe you will have one more audio-visual tool for shadowing. Do your shadowing exercises on these 3 files till I come back. Okay. After I come back, there'll be another two out of 2 days, but that will be in a place from where I can interact with you. So the classes, I hope, will continue. So the thing is, please make sure that although the classes will not happen on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, your practice must not cease. I'll give you topics every day. And I'll give you topics means my team members will post the topic for you. And for spontaneous, that is. And do shadowing on the existing files. Remember, although I'm going to give you 100 files for shadowing, it is not important to have 100 files. You can shadow on 10 files, or maybe 2 files, or even 1 file. Even that improves your English. So shadow, of course, it is always good to have many files to shadow. But even if you have fewer files, nothing stops you from shadowing them and reshadowing them and reshadowing them and so on. Right? So with that said, I'm saying goodbye to you. I'm giving you the topic for the talk today. Of course, for the remaining talks will not be given as a part of the session. Since the groups have not been made, I'm giving you the subject of the talk right now. The topic for today's coterie talk is my definition of happiness. My definition of happiness. Kindly write down, each one of you. Note it down. My definition of happiness. You speak and let everyone else speak. With that said, I finish today's class and I'll see you next on Friday.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
The coterie talk should be on the voice conference call.
It should be on the voice conference call. And remember, you can intervene. It's not that one person will have to talk for 5 minutes and then another person talks for 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be that way. It can be an interaction. I mean, Shiva may stop talking and Kirti can intervene and say, well, why you just said this? What does this mean? Okay. And then Sanjay might just say, no, I think he means this. So let it be conversational, right? But please ensure that each one gets the right amount of, at least it's not necessary that each one should have the same amount of time, but as far as possible, the same amount of time. Right. In which group is Lekha? First, second, third, fourth?
Second.
Which one? Second. Okay. Each one of you have to have a discussion, not a talk, not a speech. Remember, it's going to be a conversation on my idea of happiness or my definition of happiness. Right? Tell your coterie members what you think is happiness. For goodness sake, don't ask what their age is. Okay? Thank you very much. Good night. Take care. And I'll see you next Friday.
Good
Okay.
night. Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Good night,
Good
sir.
night. Take care.
Bye, sir. Good
Take
night.
care.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.
And happy journey, sir.
Good
Thank you
night,
so
sir.
much.
Have a
Thank you.
safe and happy journey.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
journey,
Thank you
sir.
so much. Thank you. Thank
Have
you.
a safe and happy journey, sir.
Thank you so much.
Happy journey, sir. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.